everyone, it's Libby from Maighstir Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Warramai First Nations people. It's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides in the universal energies. Okay, there's a lot of news coming out today, but really, oddly enough, I don't actually feel like reading on any of it. And I think the reason why is because a lot of stuff is starting to come out that is confirming what my guides have already said. So there's no point in sort of raking over old ground, but also it's giving me the feels that the end of the orange jello, felon, whatever, twerp, whatever you like to call them, is very near. Okay, so what's come out today? So I'll actually do a spiritual reading today, which is going to be really interesting. So what's come out today, there's now reports saying that Mitch is brain dead but being kept alive on life support. Well, my guides have been saying that, not for the last 2 weeks now. Apparently his missus is taken off and is back in China. Very much a marriage of convenience, like royalty in the days of old. And if I've got a swollen cheek, it's because I've got a lozenge in there at the moment. Very much like royal marriages of old, where you'd put the two houses together to unite for mutual benefit. Not entertainment only, not actually a love marriage. Susan Lynn on her Friday live, just if you haven't got, because they go for a long time, they're about 2 hours long. If you haven't got that sort of time, even though the 2 hours just absolutely whizzes past, in her first 10 to 15 minutes, she talks about Mitch and Elon Chow, etc., and covers pretty much exactly what my guides have been saying for weeks as well. Okay, and aside from that, well, we are in a time of seeing the corruption being exposed. FIFA, been corrupt for decades. Absolutely everybody knows that FIFA's been corrupt for decades, but it's now become so blatantly obvious that those that weren't aware are now totally aware. So the whole world is on the side of Belgium, and we're all barracking because if the US wins the US-Belgium soccer match or football match, the round ball football, it will be a very hollow victory because it will be a cheater's victory. Wondering what I'm talking about? Well, apparently the orange jello got on the phone to the chief of FIFA and basically demanded that their suspended red card tops player be reinstated to the team, have the suspension wiped, and yep, the FIFA top dog did that for the orange jello. So yeah, just outrage around the world. And I'm not even really much of a soccer fan or round ball football fan. So just, yeah, be aware of that as well. We are in a time of seeing, it's just so blatantly being exposed for anyone that wants to bother. Okay, I was having a look through, someone bought something up via my email in regards to the orange jello saying he wants to invade Carg Island. Well, he's been wanting to do that from the start, but apparently he'd posted something on his Untruth social. So I put on my hazmat suit and my respirator and went in there and scrolled for days. And now, goodness me, I don't know who's posting all this rubbish, but by crikey, there's a lot of it on there. And so much of it is repetitive over and over again. Couldn't find that particular post, but he's been wanting to invade Carg since day one. Boots on the ground will be absolutely disastrous. But what I did find interesting was the amount of reflecting pool posts that were on there about how beautiful it is. But also he posted up, or whoever posted up, about the cleaning of the statue of Simon Bolivar, saying we've brought it back to beauty and all the rest of it. It was actually, it's a brass monument that had patinaed so beautifully into that beautiful green patina that you see on brass. If you ever have a brass statue in your house, you should not polish it. you should let that patina form. It is part of the natural process of why brass is used. So they've removed all that beautiful patina, and he just has his regime just have no clue whatsoever. And then there were multiple posts about the re-gilding, putting gold on the two statues of valor and sacrifice. So this is what's important to him. Re-gilding, in other words, putting gold leaf onto some statues and polishing off a beautiful brass patina. Okay, what else have I got? Oh, one of my lovely viewers mentioned about the fact that the orange jello is looking so swollen, and potentially speculating steroid use. And steroid use, as we know, leads to what is called roid rage. So in other words, ranting and raging, which occurs with excessive steroid use. I would not be surprised. I had a family friend, one of my good friends from school actually, her father ended up on steroids towards the end of his life, and yes, was incredibly swollen in the face, just retaining fluid. So that doesn't surprise me at all. And actually, the feels I get is that he's very much, me putting all my protection on, is that he's literally skin surrounding toxins and festering organs, and pretty much being kept up by this zombie juice or yippee beans or whatever you like to call it. He is literally a walking corpse. So I get the feeling time is not far off. Now, time is really hard to judge in spiritual, but the fact that I can't be fagged with any of it. Can't be bothered. Can't be bothered with any of it today. What I want to have a look at is I want to have a look at self-work life lessons. I've noted it down on my notepad here. The lessons that we are experiencing in this lifetime, and the lessons that we've experienced in past lifetimes, past lives, that we will be taking forward into the next life. And really interestingly, as came into the office this morning, glanced down on the floor, and I saw this card. It was back up, but I turned it over, and the star card, the Star of Hope and Healing. I'm going to have to go through this deck. This is the Gilded Tarot Royale. I haven't put the swimmers on bikinis, whatever you like to call them, togs on any of the figures. But yeah, the star card was sitting there on the floor under my desk. Now, can't remember the last time I used those cards, and there's Spotty Dog settling down on the blanket to join us today. The Star of Hope and Healing, the star of all that is good, the star of what can be amazing in life. So I'm just going to do a bit of a reading here. Okay, I'll pop that back in. I'll have to remind myself to, as I said, I haven't done the cover-ups on these particular cards, so I'll have to remember to have a look at them before I hold them up to the camera. So the life lesson. Hello, little man. What is the life lesson? The life lesson, and I'm going to actually do it for myself. This is interesting. That it's about giving. It's about, for me, so this is the Six of Pentacles. It's about, I'm just going to say, I've had a fairly privileged life. First of all, I'm squeaky white. Yes, I'm female, but I'm squeaky white. Grew up with very progressive parents, had a good education. Sometimes, occasionally money was a little bit tight, but we never actually went without. And I learnt later in life that when we had to cut up the newspaper to use for toilet paper was more about the fact that my mother couldn't be bothered going down to the shops to buy toilet paper than the fact that we couldn't afford it. But very much my lesson is about passing it forward. I have 3 sponsor children. I very often donate when friends or family are doing fundraisers for charities like cancer research and stuff like that. Um, and this channel that I do that you guys get to view for free. When I was doing private readings, which I'm not doing at the moment, just haven't got enough hours in the day, I sort of worked out a fee that I thought was affordable to a degree, and it was significantly less than what a lot of other readers charge. But that was my way of saying, okay, well, my time is worth something, but I wanted to make it affordable. So yeah, absolutely. My life lesson is about learning to pass it forward, not just money, but opportunities as well. Okay, that's really interesting. So, as I said, I'm just going to throw along some cards with me and see what you get. Grab your pendulum if you want to. But this is very much just a bit of a lesson, a bit of a learning lesson, speaking of passing it forward, a learning lesson. That is unexpected. So I'm giving out something that, well, why not? What the heck? But interestingly enough, the two other cards I get is, and I'm going to read this as because my guides are telling me with these other two cards, there may be an unexpected announcement come out. Now, I'm not talking about Mitch, because, like, as far as I'm aware, he's pretty much done and dusted. The vision I actually get from Mitch is that they've got him on life support, but I'm seeing like his esophagus around a breathing tube, it's literally rotting around the tube. So a few of you have emailed me about it, and I've just said the vision I get is that his body is actually rotting around the tubes, and that's the one I'm talking about. He's got a breathing tube in, from what I can tell from my vision, and the esophagus is actually rotting around it. Oh, awful, awful, awful. What they're trying to do is keep him alive until a cut-off date. I believe it's towards the end of August. There's a cut-off date where apparently it's too late to hold a special election before November. And they're trying to get him over that line. It ain't going to happen. I'm just going to put it out there. Ain't going to happen. They can't. He's literally decaying around the life support. But this one, I think, is somebody who might be orange. So we've got the unexpected message because the next two cards are the Four of Swords, which is my minor arcana death card, and it's almost more of a death card than the actual death card, because the death card in the major arcana is very much about the ending of something significant, so something new will start. Shown by the three young children, I think it is, the two young children that are being presented when the empress or the king has been trampled underfoot. This one, there isn't any new there. It's just down for the count and lying in state. And then we've got the tower. So I am really feeling that the ending is so close, which is why I really can't be bothered. It's just a very strange feeling. Okay, so let's have a look. What is the lesson? And I'm just going to do this on me because we need to take the time to do self-work. So perhaps it's something you can look at and say, okay, I need to do that for myself as well. And I'm just showing an example. What is it that I still need to work on? Okay, you want that card, right? Oh, no, that card. Sorry, I glanced at it and said that card, and then I put the wrong one down. Okay, keep both of them. Isn't that funny? Keep both of them. Okay, what is it that I still need to work on in this lifetime? Because our lessons never end. The only guarantee when we're born is that we will one day die. And it really frustrates me no end when You get certain people that think they can cheat death. There is no cheating death. That's the only guarantee in life, is that one day you will die, and it is about what you do in the middle bit that really, the journey. It's what you do on the journey that matters, right up until. And yeah, those that sort of try and prolong unnaturally, um, thinking that somehow they can stave it off forever, it just frustrates me no end. Now, because I'm really looking forward to the next lifetime. Not that I'm done with this one, but I'm really looking forward to the next one. But I still have lessons that I need to learn. This is actually the second time this card's shown itself to me on the bottom. The Ten of Wands. Very much about, I'm not done yet. I still have a ways to go. I still have messages to get out there. It may feel burdensome at times, and yeah, I do wake up some mornings and I go, oh, so I feel like a day off. And I will take days off when the time feels right. But yeah, uh, this is me. This is very much about, well, it could be about the fact that sometimes I need to learn to put the burden down before I am forced to do so. So this is really important. I think what this is telling me is that I need to learn to let go of being in control all the time. Let go of feeling that I am the only one that can carry everything. So this is really interesting. I love that card. Okay, I'm just going to pop it there and I'll show you these two that came out for me before. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune, Fate and Destiny, Karma, and the Two of Swords, making decisions. Taking the blindfold off and making choices instead of allowing choices to happen to me. Okay, so I think those are really significant cards for me. I need to, sometimes fate and destiny just happens how it's meant to. We can't control everything, but there are certain elements that I can't just leave to fate and destiny. I need to make decisions on to make happen. Excuse me, with my cold. So that's really interesting. I love those two cards as well. So I'm going to put those there. And I'm going to put that one there. And what I'm going to do is I'll put those all over there so I've got a bit more space. I'm going to do, well, I don't know what spread I'm going to do. What spread am I going to do? I'm just trying to picture it in my own mind. It's almost like a fan. Okay. The Six of Cups. I had a really lovely childhood. When I look back on it, okay, yes, my mother was probably the most unmaternal person that I have ever met. She was quite demanding in her expectations, but gee, I had a great childhood. A lot of freedom. We lived on a farm. As long as you came back by dusk, you were right. Stood in the backyard and got hosed off from the mud and the debris of the day before you came in for dinner. Yeah, I had pretty much an idyllic childhood. The Six of Wands. However, I had this. You know how I was talking yesterday about how the orange idiot's this irritating child that's look at me, look at me, look at me. That was me as a child because, and all of us get this, when I say all of us get this, I'm talking about there are always aspects of our childhood that did not necessarily meet our requirements. I craved attention. I wanted my if I say cold, but she wasn't cold, she was probably more indifferent. in that she wasn't sort of over interested in everything we were doing and all the rest of it. My childhood, I needed to be seen and heard, and I felt I wasn't being. So that's this card here. So I would play out, in my teens. I think I was probably 16 or 17, and I had a bikey boyfriend, and I rebelled at school. I did well academically, or not academically, I did well in sort of the English and the arts, etc. Maths I hated. But yeah, I felt like I wasn't being seen and heard as a child. It wasn't, looking from the outside in, it was an idyllic childhood, but I felt like I wasn't seen and heard. So I'm asking, what do I need to work on? Okay, I needed a more equal relationship instead of parent-child relationship. What I craved was a more equal, balanced relationship, a more emotionally engaged relationship with my mother or my parents. I mean, my dad also was very much went out to work and brought home the bacon. And he pretty much did his own thing as well. His idea of being a good father was to provide, but it was of the time. Okay. And yeah, the Four of Cups. So we got the Two of Cups and the Four of Cups. Not not emotionally fulfilled, and had to go out and seek it for myself with that Knight of Cups. So I'm going to say that this was my early years, my childhood. So I went out and I sought what I thought was what I craved, emotional attention. And I did eventually mature into it. I'm just going to say I did eventually mature and realize, and this is, I love this because this is sort of almost like a progression. So with this Queen of Cups, she's very independent, knows herself, solid within herself, does bring emotional fulfillment to others. But I also need to be a bit protective of my own, I think. Don't be giving everything away. But matured into being this nurturing, caring female energy. Okay. Next card, the Five of Pentacles. So I'm just working through a timeline here. Hopefully I'll get to the end of what it is that I actually need to learn. The Five of Pentacles. Financially frustrated, perhaps. Financially, okay, thank you. Always craving. So this is part of my life progression. Craving what I did not have. So this was never satisfied with what I did have. This was craving what I did not have. You've then got the Star card. Wanting to be the star, wanting to be more, wanting to be the center of attention, but not knowing how to go about it with the Hanged Man. I kept ending up pretty much getting myself in entanglement by trying to do so. The Three of Pentacles. This is about me having to do internal work upon myself. Really doing hard with the Three of Pentacles and then the Two of Pentacles. Really having a good hard look at what it is that I was here for, what I wanted to do, and having to make the choice between the internal and external. This is really interesting. And then the Page of Swords. So again, I love how they've got the Queen of Cups and the Page of Swords. Again, this is very much about, right, determinedly, as this, if I say young little whippersnapper, this is actually, I'm talking about more recently, not a young little whippersnapper, but a naive, new journey, wet behind the ears, freshman type energy, and actually bringing forth my own truth. Okay, so what is the lesson that I need to learn in this lifetime? We've got here strength of opportunity. Opportunities, taking opportunities. This is me creating my own opportunities. Started the YouTube channel. I did online training in interior design. Well, I took myself off and trained as an interior designer / architect. So it wasn't just, karate chopping cushions or anything. It was actually internal architecture, not building skyscrapers, but for shop fit outs and for house internal extensions on houses, renovations and things like that. So this is about me grasping the opportunities that were presented. A lot of choices, a lot of paths opened up, but one choice felt right. Out of all the paths I could have taken, one path felt right, and that was what I'm doing now. I had to really think about it. Oh, goodness me, that very first video I ever did, however many years ago, I think I recorded it 30 times or something before I was actually happy. The Four of Swords. I had to go in and do some serious, serious truth reflection about what path, not the one that promised the most money, not the one that had the most prestige, the one that was truest to me. And that came from within. And then we've got the Empress, the birth of something new, bringing a feminine energy, bringing an abundance and finding abundance. Finding abundance, but not necessarily financial abundance. It's more of an abundance of internal satisfaction, of doing what I am meant to be doing and getting great deep fulfillment from it. Taking control of the Emperor, taking control of my life for me. Knowing that I can support myself financially, I can support myself physically, but also the fact that I am following my life path for me and not compromising for anybody else. And this is the truth that I am bringing forward, that I am standing in, stepping into. Right, we've got a Tower card, we've got the Three of Cups, and we've got the Two of Wands. These are really interesting. Okay. I'm now starting to get down to what do I still have to learn? What path do I still have to go on? And I think this is about a tearing down of the, now this has got the crown on the top, of the materialistic. You will find that going forward, I suspect I will be doing more of these sorts of readings, more spiritually based readings, more teaching readings, rather than, what's this goose up to and how's that election going to go? I am finding that if I'm stepping truly into my truth, that I get so much more satisfaction out of these types of readings. So I'd love for you guys to be reading along with me. So this is very much a change in direction, embracing the tribe and deciding at the end of the day, what path is it that I really want to be on with my messaging? The same old down in the dark thicket, you know, dark energy, or stepping through into this light. When I'm talking about this dark energy, it's the gossip energy that I just really don't feel terribly interested in. I'm still doing the odd one where my guides grab me by the scruff of the neck and basically give me no choice. But what you'll find is I shift more towards this, the strength of this light working. Oh, Queen of Swords. So we've gone through from the Queen of Cups with this garnering of emotional maturity to stepping into my truth power, my truth telling. And there's that Six of Pentacles, giving, passing forward. And then the King of Pentacles. I don't know that this is telling me money's going to be coming my way, because I don't think that's not what I do this for. But I think this is more about this opportunity, power, protection, power and protection. Okay, we got Five of Wands and the ending of something. Defending the stance that I've taken, and then a unity coming together. This is these are interesting cards. There'll probably be some pushback with this change of direction. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. Pushback over this change of direction, but it is the ending, and we are reaching this ending, an ending of something significant and the birth of something new. We're higher ground and defending the position, which is for greater community. So we've gone from the Three of Cups to the Ten of Cups. Greater unity, greater community. Okay, I'll just peek at the next couple, because we've got the Devil, the Evil, and the Inspirational Female. So again, this is part of this change of direction. There will be those that will, claims of occult and demonizing witches and blah, 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 blah. But it is also about a choice. Okay, because I often talk about, as we go along in our paths, I'll just bring you up for this bit. As we go along, every day we are given choices. Do I have chamomile tea or peppermint tea? Do I make that phone call? Do I not make that phone call? Do I, put a load of washing on? Not put, every day our life is filled with hundreds, if not thousands, of choices. And we have to make a decision about which way to go. In life, we are presented with big choices regularly, where we can choose to go along the same old, very seductive path that we have been on, doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. We can choose to go on that path, and it's very seductive. It's the don't rock the boat, don't make any choices, don't make any decisions. It's things like, do I stay in that abusive relationship or do I leave it? Do I stay in this job that I hate, or do I look for a new job? We have these choices every day. And making choice can be scary when it's an unknown choice. It's very easy to stay in this energy of same old, not making a choice, which is making a choice. Not making a choice is still making a choice, where nothing changes. So this is for me, what lesson do I still need to learn? Or do I step into this energy of this inspirational messaging, this inspirational female, bringing forward a powerful message? Could be a bit of a fiery message on occasion, but bringing forward powerful messaging. And I think what happens is we reach these divergence points where we choose to same old, because it's too hard to make the choice otherwise. And also because the path that we're meant to be on, so the path's split like this. And the path we're meant to be on is the one that looks difficult from this division point. It looks difficult. It looks challenging. We need to make decisions and take steps and take action, and it looks like obstacles and it looks all too hard. But it's the path we're meant to be on, and it's the path that leads us to fulfillment of who we are meant to be. So this is the lesson that I need to learn. Do I keep reading on this orange goosey, or do I divert or step into or onto this more challenging path of I have no idea what I'm going to read on a daily basis? Now, I'm not going to abandon you and not read on this goose at all, but I think I'm going to be what my challenge is going to be. And again, it's part of this ending new beginning that, I might lose some subscribers, but I might gain some other ones. But it's not, I don't do this for the subscribers. I do this because this is what I am meant to be doing. I am meant to step into my truth telling and pass it forward without strings, without demanding anything in return. You'll notice I don't do membership. I have no hassles whatsoever for readers that have memberships, etc. But I just I don't feel a need to do membership, because for me, what I have to say is for everybody. And that comes from me being privileged. I have a roof over my head, I don't have any debt, and I have enough. Okay, so that's really interesting. What is my life lesson? My life lesson is to let go of chasing the materialistic, chasing the fame, chasing the whatever else you like to call it, and stepping into this new path, this new journey. Okay, and that's in regards to this, what I do. And this is very much core of what I do. This is who I am. Took me decades to work out who I was. And I think that's why I've got these cards about, in regards to the fates and the opportunities that are being brought for me, I need to make a decision. I need to take the blindfold off and make a intellectual, truth-telling decision about which path I want to take, which way I want to go forward. So that's really fascinating. So I hope you guys did your own readings alongside me in regards to that. So that's pretty much what my life lesson, what I still have to learn in my life lesson. Now, I was actually going to do a past life, but I might do that tomorrow. I'll note that down. I'll do a past life for myself tomorrow, and I shall spend the rest of the day going through these cards, putting little pasties on them. So thank you. I hope you got something out of that. This is part of the journey we are on, and this is part of the direction that I'm being taken in. I will totally keep reading on certain elements of what's happening, but I'm not going to go over the same old again. I think my guides have pretty much put everything out there already. And it's almost like we're just sitting here twiddling thumbs, waiting for them to come to fruition. So yeah, thank you for joining me today. Just doing the one video today. Tomorrow I'll probably do a couple of political ones, but I'm also then going to, I think I'll do a past life, just to show you how to read on a past life for yourself. Just going to point out, a few of you over the last couple of months have asked me to read on Platinum. You'll notice I never did. The reason being because I didn't want to put myself up for being howled at for the vibe I was getting up from him. And there seems to be a few things that are coming out now. So again, I just don't want to get down in the gutter with these sorts of scenarios that are happening, because it doesn't serve us. It doesn't serve us in our what we can take action on, what we can do in our communities, and about our spiritual growth and healing and movement forward. And boy, oh boy, talk about a powerful movement forward. So love to you all. Take care, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye-bye.